Most of us view history as a chaotic, straight line, an endless march forward with no clear destination. Under this view, time is just a relentless, unstructured grind. The biblical framework reveals a different reality. Time functions as an ordered, closed loop, built according to a specific architectural blueprint. This blueprint operates on a fractal scale. The small, observable cycles we live through each week are precise mirrors of massive, prophetic timelines. Understanding our place in history isn't about solving a mystery. It's about recognizing the structure that has been present since the beginning. The Genesis creation account provides the foundational baseline: 6 days of labor culminating in 1 day of rest, Yom Shabbat. Yahuwah established this weekly rhythm as the structural template for the entire flow of history. When we apply the principle that a day is as 1,000 years, a macro-scale timeline emerges. This reveals a 7,000-year plan. 6 millennia are designated for human labor and governance, followed by a final 1,000-year Sabbath. This 7,000-year structure serves as a pattern of completion. It is a tool for understanding divine order, not a mathematical formula for predicting the exact date of the end. Every 7 days, we perform a micro-rehearsal. We practice at the scale of a week what the entire Earth will eventually experience for a millennium. The final 1,000 years of this timeline is the Millennial Reign, the ultimate prophetic Sabbath for all creation. Revelation chapter 20 describes this era as a time when the corruption and rebellion of the previous 6,000 years are forcibly restrained. This righteous rule allows the earth itself to finally rest from the bloodshed and strife that defined the age of man. Observing the weekly Sabbath aligns us with this coming reality. It is an act of submission to the governance of this future kingdom. The Millennial Reign brings the original scaffold of time to its intended finish, achieving perfect completion before the transition to what comes next. Curious, but what happens to time once that perfect 7,000-year cycle is finished? This introduces the biblical mystery of the 8th day, the Shemini Atzeret, or 8th day assembly, mentioned in the Torah. The 8th day introduces an entirely new dimension of existence, moving beyond the circular repetition of the previous 7. It marks a permanent transition out of the physical constraints of cyclical time and history. This gateway serves as the entry point into the new creation, the world described in the final chapters of Revelation. While the number 7 defines the absolute boundary of the created world, the number 8 represents the eternal realm breaking through that boundary. Measured time was always a temporary scaffolding. Days, months, and years were designed to teach creation how to walk in order. In the 8th day, existence is no longer governed by the physical movements of the sun, moon, or stars. Revelation 21 states that Yahuwah himself becomes the sustaining, unbroken light for all of creation. At this point, time dissolves into an unmeasured, perpetual presence. The cycle ends because the light no longer sets. These cycles, from the weekly Sabbath to the 7 millennia, function as a roadmap. They are designed to lead creation back to its original, uncorrupted state. Understanding this calendar is about alignment. It is a choice to walk in the Creator's established structure rather than the chaos of the world's systems. This structure was never truly lost. It was simply obscured by a world that forgot how to keep count. Time was established with order, structure, and purpose. Each cycle leads to completion. Each pattern points to restoration. What began with light will return to light. The structure stands. The order remains. We must return to the original witness.